Oh, hey, welcome everyone to another live Q&A with Life at the Turn. We're excited to have Clay Simpson of SkyGolf on with us. Um, this is it was a little bit more short notice, which was awesome, but I'm really happy that we can fit you in and be able to have you on and um, be able to go through SkyGolf and what your company's offering, a little bit about you and your history, and uh, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'll get you to introduce yourself and tell us what you do at Sky Golf.
Yeah, of course, I'm Clay Simpson, like you said. I'm the sales and operations manager at SkyGolf. Been with them for right at 18 years of the 25 years existence of SkyGolf. So SkyGolf actually introduced GPS to the golf world way back in like 2000-ish timeframe. We're the only company that actually goes out and walks a golf course with GPS grade equipment strapped to somebody's
Hmm.
back. So they're actually up out there from the golfer's perspective so they can see, all the little nuances that a golf course can provide that, you can't really see from a satellite picture. So that's really neat that we can do that and provide that information for the golfers. We have many patents over throughout the years that we've been in existence. One of our big patents is what we call the IntelliGreen, which on our handheld device and our watches, that's where the green rotates based on your angle of approach coming in. So you'll always have your true front, middle, back numbers as you're coming into the green, right? So it won't be kind of skewed off with some of the other devices where they just have a static line that goes through the middle of the green. Ours actually rotates and show you. So if you actually find yourself off in another fairway somewhere, going into that, going into a green, you'll get your true front, middle, back numbers going into that green, which is something that is at something that you want accuracy wise, especially going into a green. So um,
That's really cool. I never really actually thought about that. Um, yeah, so the golf landscape, like you said, you've been there for 18 years. It has got to have changed a lot over the last number of years. What's been kind of some of your favorite products that you've seen over the years from Sky Golf?
oh wow, it's really hard to pick one or two. About 10 years ago, we had a little device that fit on the shaft of your club. It was called a Sky Pro, and what it did was it gave you a 3D replication of your swing, um, and you could use that when you were hitting golf balls and practicing and see and get all these different measurements of your swing, which we really thought that was really kind of cool. The only downfall was that was you had to switch it from club to club to club when you
Okay.
used it. So, but it was really neat. It was kind of a new thing in golf at that time. So that was really kind of cool. Our newer devices that we have out now, like the Pro 5X and the Pro 4X, the accuracy that these things have now because of the GPS engine and antenna that we go out and use in these devices is absolutely amazing. So 95% of the time you're within 1 to 3 yards of where the device says you are. I
Hmm.
wish I could hit a golf ball to within 1 to 3 yards where I was aiming. Uh,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. Uh, so excuse me. But yeah, so those newer devices and some of the older devices that we've had um, have really set the world on fire with the GPS market in the golf industry.
Was that, did that happen to be the one that did it clip on the shaft?
It did. It clipped on the
Yeah.
shaft just below the grip.
Okay. Yeah. I think my father-in-law had that, and I can remember us actually using it, but he was a righty, I was a lefty. So we had to do a few things there, but it was really cool because you could see the full path. Um,
Right.
that yeah, that was really really fun. The So tell us about you have the SkyCaddy Pro 4X and the 5X.
Yep.
What are kind of the core differences between those two units?
Functionally, they work exactly the same way. Really, the only big difference between the two is Pro 4X is a 4-inch screen and the 5X is a 5 5.5 inch screen. So
Okay.
that's really the only difference. Uh,
Oh, great.
People
And
say that the Pro 4X fits in the cup holder of a golf cart much easier than the Pro 5X. So I don't know. I use a cart mount for both of mine. So, uh, but anyway,
yeah, because you have a bunch of different accessories that you can get with or for the products to
absolutely we do.
you mentioned that you have people going out and walking the courses with a GPS system. How long does
Mhm.
it normally take to map out a course?
If you're mapping a course fully from the first time you've ever been to a golf course, it can take you up to 4 to 6 hours, depending upon how
Okay.
much is there. If we're going into, say, a golf course calls us and says, "Hey, we've changed a few holes around, we've added some tee boxes or something like that," those can take hour and a half, maybe, depending upon how much stuff they've added or taken away, because you've already got the core map already there, so you're just really just adding to it, so it doesn't take quite as long.
That's actually a lot quicker than I thought. I was thinking it was going to be maybe 2, 3 days, that type of thing. So
No, no, it
that's
doesn't
quite.
quite take that long.
And for those that aren't maybe familiar with how many courses you have, are they, like, how many courses do you have, and is it more worldwide? Is it more US centric?
35,000, oh, sorry, 35,000 worldwide. So 35,000 plus worldwide courses. So we have mapping teams stationed at different places around the globe, mostly in the US, and then they're based out of the UK, and they take care of Europe and some places in the Far East.
I saw something that there's more golf courses in the US than there are McDonald's. So I think the comparison was like 16,000 courses to 13,000 McDonald's. So no, it's really fascinating. And of course, it's not just the handhelds, you also have watches.
Yes, we have the LX5 and the LX5C. The only difference between those is the LX5C has a ceramic band on it, so it makes the watch look a little dressier than just
Okay.
the plastic bezel that's on there.
And I think the biggest question we normally get with golf GPS watches is it does it have good off golf course features? Is it just golf specific? Because often we kind of see these blends of smart watches trying to be golf watches and golf watches trying to be vice versa, and sometimes it's not the greatest.
Right, it is a golf watch. You can also use it to exercise,
Okay.
to track a run or a bike ride or whatever like that. You can do that as well. But we really want people to use it more as a golf watch. You can use it as an everyday watch. If you use it just as an everyday watch, the battery will last you 2 to 3 weeks before you have to recharge it.
I mean, 2, 3 weeks is pretty good because I've used a couple other watches, and I mean, you might get around maybe 2 rounds of golf max out of it. So
Right. We
that's
recommend that
great.
if you're going to be playing golf, that you fully charge your watch before using it
Yeah.
at the golf
Okay.
course.
And of course, we get to I guess the next is this. Are the SuperTags the newest product in your lineup?
Super tags are the newest product. The super tags actually screw into the butt of your club. They do not change the swing weight of your golf club whatsoever. Um, I'm going to talk about things that people know a little about and then tell you how we're different. But it's
Okay.
a game tracking system, right? Which everybody knows there are many of those out there, kind of like Arcos and stuff like that. So it'll track your game throughout your round. But not only does it do that, but we talked about the Sky Pro earlier and how it tracks your swing. These tags do the exact same thing. They will also give you a 3D replication of your swing to include putting. So
Okay.
if you're doing a practice session and you're out there and you're taking some swings and you're like, man, I really hit that one good, you can always save that as one of your good swings. And then as you're going through your round, looking at the other swings that these tags provided, want to, of course, do all this post round. You don't want to do it while you're playing. Um, you can do it post round. You can compare those two swings together. So if you're out on the course, you hit a 7 iron, it's kind of a little off target from where you did, you can go take a 7 iron shot for your practice that you really liked and overlay those two swings together, and you can see kind of where you got off kilter. It's a really cool thing.
Interesting.
You can look at it down the line, over the top, from the front view. So there's many different views you can see. There's like 16 different measurements that it can take. Um, Hand speed, um, club head speed, your angle of
The
at at
angle of
address.
attack. Okay.
What's your angle at address? Right? Are you too
Okay.
upright? Are you too low?
Ah,
Um,
interesting.
where you are inside, outside, halfway back. How far of a backswing did you take? How far past parallel could you have possibly gotten? Um, more data than you can really probably want to know as a amateur golfer.
And when you go to register for that, or when you're inputting all that, do
Mhm.
you have to put in like height, body weight, anything like that to
No,
kind of
you
give
do
it some of the
not.
measurements? No?
You do not.
Interesting.
Um, what it does when you you'll get a set of tags. You can buy the tags in the set of 1, 4, or 14. So if you get a
Okay.
whole set of 14, you just take a tag out, and either our device or the app that we have that's on the iStore, the Google Store, the App Store, the Google Store, you can screw it in the butt of your club, and then you'll do a little test for it to synchronize that tag in the system, and it'll know by the length of the club what club you're using, right?
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
So um, yeah, it's really kind of neat. So then every time you pull that club out of your bag, it's okay. Now you're hitting driver off this tee box, so it's no, you're going to hit driver, and you use the GPS either on your phone with the app or with our device. It'll use that GPS positioning with you and the club and the device. And it'll say, okay, I hit from this tee box, and boom, down the fairway. And then when you get down there, it'll tell you how far you hit your club.
That's really cool. So, because I know with some other systems, you have to kind of they'll have it marked as like this is your driver, this is your 6 iron, 5 iron
Mhm.
pitch, but this just kind of knows, or do
It
you
knows.
pre-assign them?
It
It just
it
knows.
knows when you pick, because when you're doing the when you assign the tag to the club at the beginning, and you're calibrating the device in the club, it, it tells you right then, okay, that tag is now assigned to my driver.
Okay.
So
Very
anytime that
interesting.
tag is used, I know that's my driver.
And is there any like limit to how many swings can be recorded for whether it's a range session or anything like that, or is
No,
it basically
no,
unlimited?
it's unlimited. And then at the end of your round, you can go in and wirelessly sync your round. That will then go into the back end to your Club 360 account. And then you can go online and look at all this information there, and it'll break down your round by hole and show you where all your shots were on a certain hole. Excuse me. And then you can click on that and you see your swing in there. It'll tell you things like where you're gaining shots, where you're losing shots for your golf game. So it's very
Very.
interesting the amount of information that you can get simply by using these tags in your golf clubs.
That's wild that it's giving you that much extra information on top of things. Um, and I'm guessing actually Chuck has a good question. This is a great question. Do you have to carry your phone in your front pocket, as we know is one of the big hindrances to another system?
You don't have to carry your phone. If you don't carry your phone or our device with you, at the end of the round, you'll have to do some small edits to put things back where you hit the ball from, because it's using the GPS in your phone or in our device to mark where the ball is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so there's different, I'm sure we'll go back into the product discussion, but let's talk about memberships a little bit. What different
Mhm.
memberships are offered, because it is a subscription based platform for most of them.
Correct. Correct.
Um, but I mean, you can use it worldwide, but can you tell us a little bit about the different memberships that are offered within SkyGolf?
Sure. Um, First and foremost, your first year membership is going to be included when you buy a new device. So you get the first year for free. If you buy a watch, you get the first 3 years for free.
Okay.
we have what you call the Birdie, the Eagle, and the Double Eagle membership plans. The Birdie, for those of us who live in the States, the Birdie is for our state that we live in, right?
Hmm.
Um, so, and then the Eagle is for the country that I live in, right? So it'd be the United States, or if I was in the UK, it'd be the UK, right? So, or you can do the Double Eagle, which gives me worldwide access to everything worldwide. Now, if you buy the tags and use them as a GameTraX system, there's a fee for those also. That's $99 a year to allow you to use those tags, which also
Okay.
includes your membership, part of your membership for the GPS as well. So
Right. And it's actually, and sorry, it's interesting because I see here you can do unlimited super tags. So, I mean, for someone like me who has more than my fair share of golf clubs, I could actually
mhm,
have a few extras if I'm testing out different drivers or and that sort of thing.
right, absolutely can.
Um, the um, so the mobile app, it's Android, it's iOS based. Can I access it on a computer? Is there a dashboard, like a web
The,
portal
the
that
the
you can go to?
website is, if you go to skygolf.com and log into your account at skygolf.com, there'll be a place in there for you to grab and go look at all your scores and things like that there. So all that stuff will back up into your SkyGolf account, your SkyGolf
Right.
360 accounts, we call it.
Okay, awesome. And what's your favorite product that you're using right now for yourself?
Personally, for me, I like the Pro 4X because it's a little smaller than the Pro 5X. I like it. When I am playing, um, it's very easy for me I just kind of slide it in my back pocket when I'm hitting a shot, and I simply take it right out of my back pocket after that and put it back in the cart holder. So it makes it a little bit easier for me. Plus, I can't misidentify it as my iPhone because it's much smaller, a little bit narrower than my iPhone, so I don't have to worry about that.
I think that's one of the things that's most appealing to me, at least, about the handheld GPSs is I use a rangefinder. That's something that I find very useful.
Mhm.
But when I'm on the golf course, I don't want to be on my phone.
Right.
I go to the golf course to get away from everything there. So to have a handheld GPS that you can use, it's giving you that all that information without having to check an app that inevitably gets you sucked into the emails or whatever other notifications that
Yeah.
you have going on.
Text messages, missed phone calls, whatever else that may come in.
Yeah, it's just when you're golfing, you want to be golfing. You want to enjoy
Right.
the everything there.
So
Uh,
here's a question that I get a lot from customers or potential customers. I would say they ask me, they're like, "Okay, you've got me kind of sold, but I'm a laser guy, right?" People ask me, but they say I'm a laser guy. I said, "Okay, that's great. You're a laser guy." I said, lasers have a place in the world. Don't get me wrong, because I also hunt, right? So I use a laser when I hunt, right?
yeah,
So, but when I'm hunting, I only need one number. I need the point from me to my target, and that's all I need. In golf, I always need more than one number. And with a Sky Caddy, I can get more than one number at one time. Simply when I'm going into a green from the fairway, right? I get three numbers that I know of for sure. I get a front, middle, back number going in. But not only that, I can also get how much room do I have to the left, how much room do I have to the right of where I've got the pin located on the green,
yeah.
right? So now I have more than just one number that helps me make a better decision about going into that pin, right? So
It also gives you a little bit of a better idea. Well, it gives you the full hole layout, so you can see trouble, you can see hazards
correct,
that might
right.
not necessarily be. I mean, so I'll give a quick example for myself. I play a lot of courses here in Switzerland that I've never played before,
Hmm.
and while Like if I'm just using a rangefinder or laser, I mean, sometimes it's good when you don't know there's trouble. You can be aggressive and you don't have that fear of that trouble. But at the same
Right.
time, there's that flip side of you can get into trouble that you didn't realize was there. Um,
Absolutely.
so
And the other thing you can do is prior to going to that golf course that you've never played before, you can pull up that golf course on the Sky Caddy and hit demo mode, and then you can walk yourself and almost pre-plan your round before you even
yeah,
see the golf course
and
and go hole by hole.
that's really smart. And is like for tournament legality, are there any settings within there that are tournament illegal and legal? Are there any adjustments that need to be made there?
No, we don't give you any weather or any wind or any or plays like numbers. We don't give you any of that. We simply tell you point A to point B is the number. So tournament, as long as you don't have any local rules against it, they are tournament legal. In the EU right now, the Legends Tour, we have almost probably 65 to 70% of the players use a Sky Caddy um, on that tour.
Really? That's
They
awesome.
absolutely do. They
Well,
say it
we
speeds up play. It makes them. It makes it, and they just love it. I've been to the senior PGA championships 2 of the last 3 years to help with our players with the devices, and they're like, it just I'm so much more confident when I go up and ready to swing because I know that I've looked at this. My caddy has looked at it. We've compared it to our actual annual yardage book, and I can set my shot and know that this is where I want to hit it, and I'm going to have X amount when I get there, and it's awesome. So
and it must be like for the larger the Pro 5X. It's for those that are
mhm.
maybe aging, getting older, or worse eyesight. Just having that slightly larger screen must be a benefit in and of itself.
It is a benefit within itself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The 4-inch screen is actually a lot bigger than you think too. So, and then you can double tap on the screen and it'll automatically zoom in for you. So it'll make everything a little bit bigger. So, um, either one of them, even if you're aging, is going to be great for you. I actually tell people it's like having an electronic yardage book in my hand
Okay.
when I go play, because that's exactly what it looks like.
And on those, can you punch in your score as you're going throughout the
You
round?
can you can keep your score as you go. If you're using the tags, it'll automatically know what your score is because it'll know how many times you swung a club during that hole. So
Yeah.
uh, even your putts, it'll even count your putts for you.
And well, that must be nice because I think that was one of my big, I guess, sticking points with some of the other systems was putting, and it wouldn't really track putts that accurately. Like
Hmm.
it would track your first putt really well, and
Right.
then your second and well, third, hopefully not a fourth. But then those were the ones that were a little bit more difficult that never seemed to quite pick up. Um, I mean, it's funny you mentioned that 4-inch screens are it's still a good size. Like I used to sell cell phones for a while, and I can remember when a 4-inch screen like that was the biggest screen on the market, and I can remember it
Hmm.
feeling quite big. But sorry, you were going to say something there.
Well, I was going to tell you one of the things that I do tell people when you're putting is you want to make sure that when you're setting down to putt is you actually kind of set the club still, because I know a lot of us we do a little waggle before we putt and stuff like that, and then we set down and boom, we'll go. But for that tag to read real accurately, just kind of hesitate a little bit before you make that putt on the green with that tag, and then it'll track your putts all the way to the hole. So it's really kind of a cool thing. And then you can actually move the flag around to where it actually is on the green. And so as long as you have that device with you, it's going to know where you were on the green, where your first putt went to, and hopefully it went very short of the hole or in the hole. So then you just have a little tap in from there. So nobody likes three putts. So
No, we're going to San. Some of us are going to Sand Valley in May, and I'm a little bit terrified of some of the greens that are there because they look a little bit on the tricky side.
Mhm.
Um, is there any sort of gamification built within the platform
There's
itself?
there's no games, there's no wolf or there's no, um,
Yeah.
it's really just your score that you're tracking. You can't keep anybody else's score. It's just yours.
In the end, I guess that's what it's about, is trying to best our own scores.
Right.
Um, and like updates for the software, is there kind of a quarterly update routine?
We send updates out, really as soon as we make them and we get them tested. Um, you'll Someday you may turn your device on and hit sync to wirelessly sync your device, and it says, "Oh, hey, there's an update for you."
Hmm.
We have sent emails out telling people, "Hey, there's an update for your Sky Caddy. Please connect it, and do it." The great thing about Sky Caddy is you don't have to plug it in anymore. It's all wireless. You can hook it up to your Wi-Fi inside your house or even at the golf course and connect and get updates for that. We do update golf courses all the time, make changes and do some updates. So if there's a golf course you're playing that you know that we might have visited or you've asked us to visit, hopefully you've gotten an email saying, hey, that we've made that update. And then we'll tell you when to sync it so you can get your update for that golf course.
Wonderful. And in terms of, as we kind of alluded to, and we talked about this kind of before we started the recording, but the technology side has been quite, I think, a challenging market to be in. How have you felt that SkyGolf has kind of kept on top of everything and continued to progress the products that you have?
Our drive has been to make excuse me, to make our devices work quickly. Everybody wants instant gratification now. I want to push a button and something happens. So we want that delay. So when you're looking for yardages, we want that stuff to come up quickly for you. The other thing of that is we need accuracy. So when we go out and looking for these commercial grade GPS antennas and engines that we put in to our devices, they go through some very rigorous testing to make sure that we're meeting our accuracy threshold that we want everything to be. Um, so that is the electronics change. It seems like on a daily basis. So uh, you just got to keep up with the best you can, because if you're building these things 6 months out, you may already be out of date on some things. But just knowing that the amount of testing and things that we've done is we know that we're putting at that time the best pieces of electronics in these devices that we can possibly get.
And it's been interesting, and at least from, and this goes not for technology, not just technology, but club brands and that we've talked to over the years, and but tour validation. Some brands really value it. Others seem to go, well, we're just targeting the everyday golfer, kind of more specifically. You've mentioned twice now different tour usage. It seems to be kind of a key segment for Sky Golf.
It is, but to me, I think the average everyday, your average Joe, everyday golfer needs accuracy. He needs to know what things are out in front of them, whether you're a beginner or you're a +4 handicap guy. You still need to know those yardages, and you still need to be able to hit balls to targets to where you know those yardages are too. So uh, we're lucky to have our device used on the tour. We really, really are. But to me, it's the everyday golfer out there that hopefully doesn't play the same golf course all the time, um, but who does go out and play different golf courses and things like that, and wants to know his distances and wants to be a better golfer by knowing those distances and hitting those distances, and that all comes from accuracy and using our device.
I think it's a big validation for for SkyGolf to have that usage on the different tours and to be able to bring this technology to everyday golfers. And as you said, it can only help us improve and get better. Um, have you seen or gotten feedback with the SuperTags and the different swing analysis from any coaches that have started to kind of use that information from people using it, or have you seen that transition yet?
I haven't seen I haven't seen it from the coach's side whatsoever. I have seen it from the customer side, at being out at golf festivals or at the PGA show or something like that. Well, I've had customers walk up to me and say, "Look, I bought your tags 6 months ago, and in 6 months, I've improved my game by 8 strokes because I've worked on certain things that I saw that happened in my swing." Right. They do work. We have people who have said they work. And the great thing is one other thing is you can use those tags as a training aid as well as we have it set up to where you can go in and set up certain like say I'm working on backswing length, right?
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
want to go past parallel, right? I want to be more Tony Finau and be like a 3/4 swing, right? Instead of
Yeah.
John Daly way past parallel. So you can go in and you can set that. Okay, this is where I want the zone to be in a groove session. I can set my zone to be X, and so I'll take 10 swings. And if I make that zone in 10 swings, it says, "Hey, great job." Now you can move to where that cone now shrinks, right? So it's almost like
Interesting.
a bronze, silver, gold medal, right? So
Yeah.
the more you do it better, the smaller that cone gets, right? And then we all know golf swing is nothing more than muscle memory. So if you continue to do it in the correct way, okay, and then you're gonna get to that 75% swing and say, okay, I know I have to stop here, right?
Right.
And boom, and go from there. So you can do that. You can do it that way. We've had people use it for putting tempo, to work on their putting
Okay.
tempo, to be more rhythmic in their putting, and stuff like that. So that's what I did most of the winter, was work in my office here with a little putting strip. I just worked on putting tempo with the tags and making and trying to make those 6, 8 footers more often than missing them. So
That
um,
that seems it seems like a really, really good tool for practicing different wedge play as well. Or like different wedge lengths as well.
right, absolutely.
Like if you're trying to do those half shots with a 54 or whatever it might be. And TJ also says that he feels you are speaking directly to him when you're saying about going too long. I played with TJ and he's a heck of a golfer though. Um, and James, sorry I missed the beginning. Um, this is a good. Are we talking about something sort of like hack motion? So super tags are a game tracking tag that screw into the grip of your club, but they have a feature within them that are able to track how many different points do you say of swing points
I think there's
roughly?
16 different points of your swing, and you can turn those on or off. Just depends on how much you want to see. So
Yeah,
there's so many data points, I can't remember all of them because I have some of them uh, turned off.
that's
So
really
yes, shot scope and hack motion had a baby. Yeah. And I think Arcos was involved. So
well, and I'll say I think the big as someone who like I've used hack motion, I've used shot scope and Arcos and kind of everything. Um, what I really like about what SkyGolf has done with this is the visual aspect of it.
mm,
Because with I found hack motion was almost too much information to consume, and it wasn't necessarily laid out in the most clear manner. A lot of data, a lot of good data, but you needed to know how to interpret it. Whereas these are kind of more, it's clear cut when you see it, especially on the 3D renderings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so James, head over to, like, it's called the GameTraX 360 SuperTags. The
Yeah, we have some
I guess
videos. We have some videos on the website that will show you how it works. And there's some stuff out on YouTube also, that show you how it works. So there's some really cool information out there.
yeah, I'll just show a quick. I have it up here. So I think the putting's really. Could you, in theory, could you do like a putter fitting if you wanted to with this?
You
And,
could, uh, based on how well you know which putter works better for you.
okay,
Sure, putting to me is all feel, right? Because I recently went and bought a new putter, well,
okay,
last summer, but it was all about feel. Like I had 4 or 5 different putters lined up, and just which one felt the best, right? And it ended up being the one that I sank like 5 putts in a row with, that I decided that, oh, this is the one I'm going to take home. So, you know, but yeah, there are putting fittings. I know there are some people out there who are actually doing actual putting fittings, just like they're doing club fittings for people. You can get fit for a putter now. I didn't go
yeah.
to that extreme, but yeah, absolutely. You could screw a tag in the top of a putter, and as long as they'll let you, and go through it while you're trying to buy a putter. I don't see why you couldn't do that.
And as far as longevity of devices, um, the Super Tags came out about a year ago.
Hmm.
Some of the others are fairly recent. What is the typical kind of lifespan support of the product? Is it 10 years, 2 years, 5 years
Well,
for updates and all that?
I look at our products a lot like a cell phone, right? Um, After a few renditions, maybe it's time to upgrade because there's new things out there that your old one can't do and the new one will do, right? Don't get me wrong, we still have people who have SG5s and SGXs that are 15, 20 years old. And they're like, hey, do you still support this? No, sorry, we can't support it anymore. Uh,
Yeah,
so um, we see a lot of customers every, say, 2 or 3 years, that 2 or 3 year cycle, that they will upgrade to one of our newer devices, and go from there. Um, so the one thing I didn't tell you about the batteries are the batteries. You can actually replace the batteries in the
uh,
tags yourself, right? They're just a
like a
coin battery,
C2032 or something like
like
that.
a 2034 or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah, just your regular coin, Panasonic coin size battery, whatever. And you just
yeah.
pop the top off and put a new battery in, pop the top in, pop the top back on. So you have to send them in or anything special like that for new batteries. So
And I know a big topic in golf across the industry is AI. Um,
mhm.
is and this might be speaking to something that you can't talk about, but we always kind of like
No,
to dig into this a little. Are is the company looking at bringing in AI technology more into the software, the whatever it might be?
oh, I know on the website now we have a little bit of AI in there now that will help you with questions about your swing data and stuff like that, and it'll explain it to you or tell you, you what you might want to try and things like that. So as far as using AI in the device itself, I don't have any personal knowledge of that on what
Yeah,
the developers may be doing, but I'm sure that as things progress, it's going to have to go that way.
it definitely seems that it's just kind of the way most things are going. But I think one of the things I also appreciate having, like, I've looked at some of the devices and I like how the graphics are. They're not
Hmm.
overly stimulating. I think one of my biggest annoyances is when I've gone to a golf course and it's the Google Maps or whatever overview, and it's outdated, and whether it's there's a the green is 30 feet past what I can see on the device. I think, like you said, you guys map these out, so it's it's true to form, but it's also um, it's a little bit more clear cut than I think some of the Google Maps images can be. Is that kind of the
Yes.
reason why you
Uh,
guys went with that methodology?
well, 25 years ago, I don't think there was Google Maps, right? So,
True.
um, and caddies, and the way it kind of got started was caddies always walked the course, right? With even with their yardage book, caddies would walk the course. They would make notes in their yardage books, right? So that's kind of where we took that tap from, and like, look, go get it from the golfer's perspective, walk the golf course. We're going to use the same equipment that they use to build roads and things like that, right? Lay power lines, lay water lines, all that kind of stuff. We're using the same exact equipment that those guys use. So if that it's accurate and things like that. So that's what kind of where it came from, and that's how it's has been to this day. So
Makes sense. James says 25 years ago we had MapQuest. Yeah,
right,
I don't miss those days.
if MapQuest got you within a half a mile, you knew where you were going, right?
Yes. So Rick has a great question. Can you walk us through actual cost for a device, watch or handheld? How much extra the super tags are? I think you said 99 a year. Um, and then how much the membership cost would be, say, for both devices with the super tags.
Sure,
And it's
sure thing.
very fascinating technology.
Right. So right now we have our spring sale going on. Okay. So the Pro 5X is $349 right now. And what you get with that is you get the Pro 5X, you get a 1 year Double Eagle membership, and you get a extended limited warranty right now with that device. Okay, that's on sale through the 31st of this month. The Pro 4X, sorry, I'm looking at my screen to make sure I
That's
get all
okay.
this right. The Pro 4X is $299, and it's the same thing. You get the
Double Eagle.
first year membership for free and an extended warranty. The LX5, the ceramic banded LX5 is $249, and you get the 3 year Eagle membership and the extended warranty. And then the regular LX5 is $199 with the extended warranty and the 3 year Double Eagle membership. Now,
Right.
tags. Da-da-da. Oh, I forgot. We also have the LX2, which is a very simple watch. It's $99, and you really don't have to
Okay.
have a membership to run it. So
Oh, nice.
it looks almost like a Apple Watch, smaller, older generation Apple Watch. Super tags, super tags. Now, if you get a set of super tags, you can get one tag for $79.95. You can get a set of 4 tags for $199.95. And you can get a set of 14 for $499.95. And that super tag set is compatible with your Pro 5X and Pro 4X, iPhone 13 or later, and Android, Samsung S21 or later.
Okay.
Now, if you have to purchase a membership to use the tags, but that membership will also work with will help you run your device. So you don't have to have a device membership and then buy a separate tag membership, right? Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah,
So if you're buying tags and your device, you can get it the one membership for $99 a year. So
makes sense. And you mentioned warranties. Water, how waterproof are these devices? What's kind of covered under the
They're
basic warranties?
IPX7.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're pretty waterproof. Now, I don't want you to go throw it in the lake and expect it to work, after it goes into the lake,
Yeah.
right? So, but I mean, just sensible. I mean, I wouldn't do anything with it that you wouldn't do with your with your phone,
Yeah.
right? So just be sensible. Um, they were talking about wanting to know about memberships. The Double Eagle membership after your first year is for worldwide would be $60 a year. The Eagle membership would be $50 a year, and then the Birdie statewide would be $29 a year. And if
That's
you're
very reasonable.
one of those people who work or who live in New York part of the year and live in Florida part of the year, you can add another state for $10. So
Okay, that's smart.
so then you're at 39.95 for two states, or you can just use the 49.95 and get the whole country.
No,
So
yeah. I'm guessing the birdies, it must be US only or USA Canada only because I don't see that quite
yeah,
working in.
yeah, USA, Canada, right?
Yeah. We don't have many. The majority of our audience is US
Mm,
based. I'm the one crazy one here in Europe.
right.
Um, but and is this, are there any teasers maybe for 2026, or is this the lineup going to be the lineup for 2026?
This is the lineup for 2026. There are no teasers.
Wonderful. There you
So
go.
uh,
Uh,
one other thing I will tell you is we do sometimes have some of our demos units come back in, right? That we
okay.
used on demos or been out to a demo or whatever, and we will put those on sale. So if you don't want to pay full price for one, you can check the website every once in a while and see if we've got any demos out there that are for sale. You can get those a little bit cheaper that way. And there's nothing wrong with the device. It might have just been used a couple times by somebody else.
Is the best place to get the products through the website, or would
Through the
you?
website, we're at a bunch of retail stores throughout the country, mostly like Edwin Watts and places like that. You can get our devices at.
Great. And I guess, I mean, we say we kind of keep you for an hour, so we're coming up on that.
Okay,
Um,
sure.
what are the, I guess, for the products, if, say a normal handicap, mid-range handicap, what would be the entry point that you would suggest somebody to get into? Where would you start them?
Um, you know, if you're just beginning, I mean, like very just beginning, I would probably say you may not need a device just yet because you're still more concentrating on just hitting the golf ball, right?
Yeah.
So maybe at the point where you start carrying a handicap, right? So then I would probably worry about that at that point. We do have 36 handicappers who use our device, right? Um, and we have +4 guys that use our device.
Yeah.
So I played a 12 just because I don't get to play as much as I want to. Um, I work for a golf company, so I don't get to play golf.
Yeah, that's how
So
it works.
uh, um, versus a buddy of mine who works in the bank industry who plays golf all the time. So, um, but I enjoy playing at a 12. I par is enough holes to
Yeah.
to keep me wanting to go back. So, but yeah, I would say if you're starting to worry about a handicap or you're starting to worry about score, things along those lines, after you've learned how to hit a golf ball decently, and you're worried about those distances and where you need to hit it, at that point you need to look into getting a Sky Caddy so you can learn distances, learn where you're hitting a golf ball to, learn how far you're hitting a golf ball, and keep yourself out of trouble.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm really excited to kind of dive deeper into this. I'm hoping to. I don't know. It's been a while since I've used a handheld GPS,
Hmm.
but it's something that I'm definitely. I moved to a new area of Switzerland in November, so I've never played any of the courses around me. There's
Right.
5 or 6 courses right around me. There's a few just in Italy that are, half hour down the road.
Hmm.
But I don't know a thing about them. And as I kind of alluded to, as much as fun as it is sometimes to go on blind, it's a little bit more fun to know what you're facing beforehand. Um,
I would
is
agree
it?
100%.
Yeah. Any kind of parting thoughts that for us in the community that you would suggest us check out or consider with Sky Golf?
check out check out the website. Like I said earlier, we're also on all social medias out there. Look up Sky Caddy, or we're out there. The other thing is we have a lot of things on YouTube. There's a guy that is a very good friend of mine now, but his name is Chris Trott. He does trotty golf.
Yep,
He loves our devices, and he does a lot of great videos with our devices. And he has a lot of videos in there and tells you how he uses a Sky Caddy and where he prepares and plays golf holes. So, and if you have any questions, I mean, we have a great customer service department. Please, you can reach out to them. You can send in an email. You can make a phone call. You can do an online chat with them, whatever, and they will get you the information that you need.
that's wonderful. Now, Clay, I really can't thank you enough for your time. This has been extremely informative. I'm really excited for our community to check out the devices more and continue following along as you guys continue to make progress with your devices and um, dive into the current ones because the swing analyzer, I'm both scared and excited to potentially get my hands on that and try it because it could be
Uh,
very good
go
or
ahead
very
and take the
bad.
leap. Go ahead and take the leap. You'll be glad that you did. But Jamie, thank you for the invitation to come onto your show, and for us to get the word out to people about our devices and about the technology that SkyGolf does have. And hopefully, I answered everybody's questions and gave them a little bit of insight of what they can expect to have when they go out and get themselves a Sky Caddy.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, and look forward to hopefully having you on again sometime soon, and maybe when some of us have the devices in hand to give you some of our own firsthand experience.
Okay, that sounds great. Thanks,
Awesome.
Jamie.
Take care. Thank you.